Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the Tier 7 German battleship, the Gneisenau. And this is a match that I played at the end of last year while trying to get the ARP Takao on the NA server. This is a match on the map Land of Fire and it's a Tier 7 to 9 match. Which is a bit unfortunate because it means that this will be an uphill battle because Tier 9 ships are quite a bit more powerful than Tier 7 ones and it'll be much more difficult to carry. But I'm a simple man, I see a New Orleans and I open fire because it'll be delicious damage if I hit, even though she's at 16 kilometers. I did hit one shell, unfortunately it was an over-penetration, but for some reason it was a magical over-penetration that did 4,988 damage. So I guess I can't really complain because that did more damage than an actual penetration. Magical over-penetrations. Anyways, because I didn't have any ships, I guess I had a Murmansk on the NA server. When I wanted to actually get the ARP Takao, I had to actually start a new line from scratch without, anything really. So I decided to go with the German battleships because they appear to be the most consistent. Pretty much all of them are powerful, like the Nassau is good, the Kaiser is good, the König is good, the Bayern is good. And while I initially, complained about the Gneisenau, she is actually also really good. Like, she has insane performance for me. I had something like an 83% win rate with her on the NA server over like 40 games. Absolutely ridiculous. And on the EU server, I have the highest average damage on her for some reason. So I don't know, this ship just performs really well for me. And obviously the Bismarck is good, and if I ever were to get past that, the Friedrich der Grosse would also be good. So I only played like 4 or 5 days or something, but I did actually get to the Bismarck, and I even got a 15-point captain. Although, to be fair, I did use premium, and I bought some of those Christmas gifts, and then got some dragon flags. Unfortunately, the only premium ship I got was an Emden, which is an absolutely terrible ship. That ship is awful, really bad, because it has really poor range, and even with that poor range, the shell speed is so slow that it's very difficult to hit things at 7 kilometers. Anyways, enough ranting about the Emden. It's a terrible ship though. So, it's Land of Fire, and our DD actually kept the C cap, which is very nice, even though she actually left to go, look at the F9 or F10. That DD is the one that kept C, right? What the hell is he doing right now? I don't know. Maybe he went AFK or something. Anyways, we also got the B cap, which is also good. Unfortunately, our DD suicided to the New Orleans that I shot earlier. Although, the New Orleans did trade for the DD, I do think that the trade was beneficial for them because we only had 3 destroyers while the enemy team also had 3. But they traded a Tier 8 cruiser for one of our DDs. Anyways, right now our plan should be to just defend. And honestly, I really like the new iteration of Land of Fire. I really like that island next to the B cap because if you notice, both teams are actually trying to slightly push forward in that area. Like, we have 2 battleships and 1 destroyer. They have 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, and probably a few destroyers as well. So, that island being there actually helps people be fair, or at least maybe not aggressive, but people do get closer. And I think that's really nice. Unfortunately, we appear to have lost our Iowa, which is fairly problematic because she is a Tier 9 battleship. And if you look at the minimap, she died at the F1, which means that he just suicided for really no reason, and that is problematic. Really problematic, because he spawned on the A side alone, and yet he still YOLO rushed them, and he didn't get anything for it. He just killed his ship, and because of that we are behind in ships and points. And the enemy team also took the B cap, which means that, they will be slowly taking into the points lead, and I don't really know what to do at this current moment. I will be trying to trade shots with these battleships at long range, but I don't really want to rush closer to them, because I'll probably be doing it alone, and that will be problematic, because I won't be able to kill them, and I will probably also die exactly the same way our Iowa died. So I just need to hold off and see what happens, wait until the game opens up more. Speaking about the game opening up more and waiting, when I play in divisions with people I don't really know, but you know, they know me, they watch the videos or similar, or when people just recognize me in game, often people ask me where we should go, and honestly that I can't really answer that in most cases, because if I don't play a ship that can dictate the game, like a destroyer or maybe a top tier battleship, then I can't really tell you what to do, or I can't even really tell you what I'm going to do, because it all depends on what happens. I need to wait until I see what my team is doing and what the enemy team is doing. If I were to be in like a destroyer that's very good at fighting other destroyers, I can go and try to contest capsules, then yes, I will know what to do. And I can tell my team what they should do, etc. But I can't really tell, you know, the people in general what to do. Also, I can't believe I just got a Citadel hit on that one. That's fairly lucky. But I can't really tell people what to do, because it all often depends on what the destroyers do, and if I'm not one of the destroyers, well, I can't really tell you. And even if it doesn't depend on the destroyers, it also depends on what the top tier battleships do. Because if the top tier battleship like our Iowa goes to the A cap, well, we can't really rely on him being a backup for the B cap, can we? Okay, enough about that. Well, I'm fighting these destroyers now. Fletcher and Mahan, they might have both torpedoed me, or I think one of them is likely to have torpedoed me. Of course, it might not have happened, but because of that, I'm going to be at an angle where I should be able to dodge most of the torpedoes. I don't want to, like, show full flat broadside. But right now, I'm gonna take the chance, because I can't really keep going closer to them. Not because of the Nagata, really, but because if they didn't torpedo me right now, they will in the future. And behind that Nagata is also a Gneisenau, there's also a Kutuzov, a Fletcher, a Mahan. That's way too much stuff to fight for me. So I'm just gonna run away, because they didn't torpedo me earlier, they are torpedoing me now. Fortunately though, because the Gneisenau is fairly fast, I am able to avoid these torpedoes. There might be a second salvo though, which might be dangerous, but hopefully it will not hit me. And I'm gonna switch back to the Fletcher on the targeting. I actually thought the Fletcher was coming around here. But because of where the torpedoes came from, I think the third destroyer is going for the C cap actually, or, you know, is in that general direction. Like, the third destroyer should be somewhere around the Ibuki, and well, there's the second destroyer torpedo salvo. I believe it's a Kagero. Yep, it's a Kagero. Okay, I'll shoot Ibuki, because she is showing a nice flat broadside. Well, she was, until she started turning away. And I'm gonna turn towards the Kagero and start going closer. While it is slightly unfortunate that she has fired her torpedo salvos at different times, which means that she will have one available if I get too close. But we need to start being more aggressive here, because we have lost 5 ships, they have lost 4, so it's not that big off. But they are taking into the points lead on the B cap and the A cap. We only held the C cap, and our team is not in a very, very good position to try to defend against this. Okay, so 1236 HP. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Please somebody kill that Kagero. She is likely to torpedo me at this current moment, because she should have at least one launcher available, and she is showing broadside to me, so it is completely possible. I have to keep that in mind, that there might be torpedoes incoming. That's why I'm turning, you know, towards where she is, and well, there are the torpedoes that were spotted by the plane. Now the worrisome part here is that I might be torpedoed by the Mahan on the other side to do like a cross-torping, which is why I'm gonna start turning in their direction right now once these torpedoes pass. And I'm gonna obviously shoot the Mahan now. But it appears, at least so far, the torpedoes are not coming, which is fairly good, I guess. So, we have lost 6 ships, they have lost 5, we are still behind. We have lost 3 of our battleships. All of our tier 9 battleships are dead. The only ones alive are me and the Nagato, so only tier 7 ones. They still have a Friedrich der Grosse and I believe they also have their Iowa. Not certain though. My main priority here is the Mahan though, and the enemy Friedrich has finally succumbed to shell fire. Come on, 266 damage, secondaries, please finish her off. 17, yes, excellent. Oh, it was actually a fire kill. That's surprising. So, we are likely to lose our sea cap, because I think that's an Ibuki versus 1 destroyer. But I might be able to take the B cap, or at least I will attempt to take the B cap, because I am fairly close and I can't really fight enemies here. I might sit here for a while shooting the enemies. I don't know, I don't remember specifically which I did. You see, if I turn into the B cap, I guess I can't really wait too long, because it's more important to take the cap zone. And because of the island at B, I should be able to actually take it if I do try. I'll try to get closer to the Nagato, fire my guns, and then try to drop torpedoes. So if she tries to come around to try to interrupt me, those torpedoes are likely to hit or have a chance of hitting. And I'm gonna start turning away because I don't want to give flat broadside to the enemy battleships. My secondaries will be opening up, but that also means the Nagato will eventually open up with her secondaries too. Okay, so if the Ibuki keeps shooting me, then she's probably not going to be going into the sea cap to try to take it, which is actually good for us. We definitely cannot afford to lose the sea cap right now, 225 to 820 points. One of the torpedoes hit, which is good, I guess, but I was hoping for slightly more. It's alright though, because the Nagato is showing me broadside. I should be able to finish her fairly quickly, hopefully. And the Ibuki is shooting me, which means she didn't actually go for the sea cap. That's fairly beneficial for us, because otherwise we just would have lost the sea cap without really much contest, since the only ship over there was a destroyer. It would have meant that we would have been able to get the B cap easily, but I think that would have actually given them the game right there. Because once I am at the B cap and take it, I would have to decide whether to go C or A. If I go A, there's a high chance I will die. If I go C, then, well, I'm out of combat for a very long time. So, the Ibuki keeps interrupting me from capping the B cap though, but I am blocking their points, which means that we are gaining and losing, well, we are gaining points at the same rate as their team. And because I expected the Ibuki to torpedo, well, I am gonna try to hide behind this island so I become undetected and the Ibuki becomes unable to fire at me, so that I can try to take this cap zone. I'm gonna repair the fire immediately because I don't expect to be shot again. And the current position for me is actually fairly good. If you look at the minimap where the Ibuki was last seen, if she keeps going slightly in that same direction, even if she turns around, even if she has line of sight towards my ship, if I don't fire my guns, I should be undetected. So I will try to take the B cap, because I think it's very important at this current moment. Okay, this is a bit bad. I was spotted, so I guess the Ibuki actually did turn around. This means I will likely be decapped again. Ah, unlucky. Oh well, that's actually well played by the Ibuki. Oh. She expected me to be going backwards. Okay. That was very fortunate there. And I should be able to... Yep, I got the cap zone. That's very good. And now I will go towards the enemy Gneisenau. I will try to, if she stays where she is, I will try to catch her off guard with my torpedoes from the other side. Hopefully the Gneisenau is not paying attention to what my ship is specifically doing, so I should be able to catch up to her. And actually, what just happened is really good. Like, I am undetected, so this Gneisenau, unless she starts moving right now, likely is not going to see me coming, and the Ibuki actually did go for behind the island. I honestly think that Ibuki has misplayed quite a bit here. She really should have gone for the sea cap, but of course, you know, she could not have known that the only thing there was a destroyer. Actually, I guess she could have known that. It's alright, I guess. So if we can kill 2 of their ships, we should be... Actually, we don't even need to kill 2 of their ships, there's still 4 minutes left. Although they are getting fairly close on points. Now the problem is that we might lose ships, and that could put us in a poor situation in terms of points. They might just get to 1,000 points before anything relevant happens for us. So we need to definitely make sure to get as many kills as we can. And it seems this Gneisenau is turning and coming around here. So I'm gonna just leave him a gift of torpedoes. It seems he's gonna start accelerating now and turning. So I'm gonna torpedo right now, and I'm gonna turn away, because the last thing I want is to die in this current situation. That would be very, very bad. So I'm slowing down to get the shot and then start accelerating. And those torpedoes are very on point. I led way too much there. But it's alright, because my torpedoes finished her off. But I did lead too much. I should have aimed more towards the middle of the ship. So, at this current moment, there's 3 minutes to go. We are actually ticking into the points lead very soon. It's only 3 points at a time, but the difference is only 27 points now. I'll try to see if I can find Ibuki. Like, right now we should just run away. But if we can't just run away, well, clearing the Ibuki is important. You see, our cruiser is very low HP, and she might get picked off, so I do want to make sure that she goes undetected, which is why I'm gonna go first. And actually, 15,000 damage on the Ibuki here is very, very good. She is very likely to torpedo at this current moment, though, so I have to keep that in mind. So those torpedoes are very likely to come. Fortunately, I have 36,000 HP, but our friendly cruiser is fairly low now. And I don't really like what our destroyer is doing. Like, that guy is going way too close to that battleship, in my opinion. All we need to do to win this game is just run away. No, I don't think I'm gonna take this torpedo. Easy dodge. And we are actually in the points lead, so all we need to do is not lose any ships. And I don't really like that our cruiser is pointing, or... Sorry, I don't remember the expression. I don't like the fact that our cruiser came out from behind the island. He could have just rammed the island and this would have been a 100% victory. But right now, it's not quite certain. If that cruiser dies, we need another kill. So, I don't like what that guy is doing. He is just risking the game for a few thousand damage. 22 HP on the Ibuki. Should be alright, I guess. Oh, and the game ended. Excellent. Still, I think what that cruiser did on our team is risky and was a bad idea. Regardless, won the game. 495,000 credits, 6,251 experience, only a Confederate, 151,000 damage, only 49 shell hits, which included 13 penetrations only. 4 torpedo hits, 3 ships killed, 3 citadels, 1 solo cap, some secondary damage, 2,778 damage. While that cruiser was number 2 on our team, I still think that he made a mistake by going out there with her ship. It was a bad idea. While the enemy Ibuki did get a lot of experience, I do think that he made a huge mistake by not going to the sea cap. But I'm quite happy with it, because it gave me a victory that gave me 2,778 base experience, which I definitely needed for my Takao. Detailed report. Well, this is the 150,000 damage, 29,000 with torpedoes, 105,000 with the 52 main battery hits, only 7,000 with secondaries, and only 8,000 with fires. 2.5 million potential damage taken. Considering how much HP I had left at the end there, I guess I did a whole lot of tanking in that game. Although I think that might have been quite heavily affected by the fact that I had 35 torpedoes spotted. I did shoot at quite many enemies this game, which I think was a fairly good idea. So credits and XP, 390,000 damage credits profit, which I actually needed for the Bismarck. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, then like it. If you disliked it, then dislike it. And I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Concussive, and I hope I see you guys next time.